What do it do, YouTube? It is your boys, CJ and Frank, back at it again. The duo, back again. The numero uno duo, back again. Frank, my man, how are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, man, it is WrestleMania season. I am awesome. I am excited for this weekend's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
For a few matches, I should say. Um, I've already given my predictions on those matches. I've already given my thoughts and opinions on those matches earlier this
Yeah.
week. So today, Frank, I thought it would be fun for you and me to go down memory lane. You and me talk about some of our favorite WrestleMania matches or moments or memories.
hmm
And I will go ahead and kick this off. Oh, hang on a second. Oh,
I did that. That was me. Yeah.
you did that? Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
That's a
Uh,
referral link.
okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I will start off with one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. And I actually posted this one on Facebook. I want to make sure I get this one proper. Uh, one of my favorite matches uh, is uh, John Cena winning the W. Or that's a moment, but my favorite moment is John Cena winning the WWE title at WrestleMania 21. My
Mm.
favorite match, Rock Austin WrestleMania 19.
Mm.
Uh,
Okay.
those 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 two have special places in my. Listen, a lot of people dog on Limp Bizkit, and I have no idea why. Because those two, that they had some banger songs.
I thought Limp Bizkit's performance at WrestleMania 19 was great,
Yeah.
and it was funny too with the bunch of women who looked like Lita all in the ring. That was funny.
Keep talking. I gotta untangle this cord, but keep talking for a split second.
Yeah. So, if I gotta pick a favorite match, um, obviously Hogan and Andre WrestleMania 3 comes to mind. That was like such an amazing the the atmosphere in that match was just amazing. You have two mega stars, obviously the biggest star in the business at the time in Hogan, and going up against Andre, and just the crowd hung on their every
Hmm.
move. And for me, that's what makes a match great, when the crowd is hanging on every move and you have two mega stars, was just something you don't get matches like Hogan and Andre anymore, because
And,
there just isn't any stars except for about Roman Reigns that are on the level of a Hulk Hogan.
and on the subject of that, I think the one match equivalent to Hogan and Andre is Hogan and Rock.
Oh yeah,
The
I
crowd was
think
hung on that.
I think there are a couple that you can, and there a lot of them are Hogan matches, but also Hogan and Warrior at WrestleMania 6 were also, they were hanging on, they were hanging on every move for that match too. That was another one I would absolutely put on. Those three matches are all on my list, no doubt.
Hogan, Andre, Hogan, Rock, and what else?
Hogan Warrior
Hogan Warrior. Okay.
from
Uh,
6.
yeah. Of course, we can't talk about WrestleMania without talking about the Undertaker's streak
Mm,
and one of the greatest matches of all time. Not just WrestleMania matches, but Wrestle, just matches of all time, bar none. Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, WrestleMania 25, and I got to witness that match live, and it was something special, boy. That match was incredible.
yes, it was.
It
And
was.
26, 20. Nobody talks about the rematch at 26, but that match was just as amazing.
I'm gonna be real. I can't really. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about WrestleMania 26. I didn't watch that match, but
Mm,
that's why I think WrestleMania 25 holds such a special place in my heart. So does WrestleMania 28,
mm,
the Hell in a Cell, the end of an era match, as they labeled it, right?
yeah.
And that was that whole thing was just incredible as well. It really was the end of an era, and I'm not gonna lie to you. When they had Undertaker and Shawn and Hunter up on stage hugging, man, I got a little verklempt. I got a little emotional watching that one.
hmm
How about you?
Let's see. A match I'm trying to think of other matches. I'm gonna get one. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, okay. You mentioned Rock and Austin from WrestleMania 19. And listen, WrestleMania 19 is my favorite WrestleMania of all
That
time.
might be mine too, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest. That might be mine
yeah.
too.
But if I gotta pull one match out of the Austin Rock trilogy, for me it's 17. I loved their WrestleMania 17 match. Just again another one where the crowd was going crazy. And you can say what you want about Austin as a heel. First off, I enjoyed Austin's heel run.
Yeah.
The crowd couldn't get behind it. I get it because they loved them too much. But the heel turn was so good. And just seeing Austin and Mr. McMahon shake hands after all those years of feuding was just a crazy moment.
It was
But
it was a crazy moment, but that's what it was. It was a moment.
yeah, but the match, I'm talking about the match itself was great too.
Oh yeah, the match was
Yeah.
fantastic, and of
Yeah.
course, I absolutely loved the My Way video package. I just thought that
Oh
was
yes.
fantastic.
One of the
This
best. Yeah.
the one thing I wish they didn't do is they threw in the whole, and I know what you're going to say. You loved it, but they threw in Deborah. They threw in that whole Deborah wrinkle, and I just don't think that was needed for this. I think this match was big enough without that.
Why would I say? I mean, Deborah was okay, but I don't think that she necessarily added anything big to the storyline. I
Okay,
don't know about that.
and then if we're talking about
But
like,
but but there is absolutely nothing wrong with having non wrestlers being involved in storylines. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
let's talk about
But
celebrities.
but Deborah is not Deborah at WrestleMania 17 is not one that I necessarily think of when I say that. Though.
Let's talk about celebrities. Speaking of, because
Mm.
you just mentioned that non wrestlers, and one of my favorite celebrity appearances, and this is probably what made the whole show, honestly.
Mm.
Mike Tyson, WrestleMania 14.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that show was basically built around, was Mike Tyson.
My
And
if Go ahead. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
what I was going to say, because the main event was big, Shawn and Stone
Yeah.
Cold. That was a cool main event.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would put that main event on the level of Rock Austin or Rock Cena or even Cena Shawn, if I'm being honest. I mean, it was a cool main event, but Mike Tyson is what really sold that.
Sean wasn't 100%. Obviously, he got hurt at Rumble that
Hmm.
year. If Sean was at 100%, I think that match could have been above average. It could have been an all time great. It could be one that would have made my list, honestly. But yeah, that sadly Sean not only was hurt, but he just wasn't in a good place. Obviously, right after the show, they did the whole press conference thing, which press conferences after wrestling shows is so stupid in my opinion. But they did that press conference after that Mania where they had like a legitimate moment with Shawn Michaels where he was legitimately mad. And I don't know, I guess he said something to Shane and like stormed out and slammed the door shut and
Yeah,
all that. That was crazy. So Sean wasn't in a good spot, a good point in his life at the time, and he was injured. So could have been
and,
a great match, but yeah,
and
it was okay.
they also have they also have that story about the Undertaker. I don't know if you know the story, but he was sitting in Gorilla
Yeah,
for this match, wrapping his fists in
yeah,
tape or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
and then after the match, he just unwrapped his
yeah,
fist because he was going to beat up Shawn Michaels if he didn't do business,
yeah. I remember that. Yep.
and I just I mean another
Have you seen the video of Shawn and Undertaker from I think it was around WrestleMania season a couple of years ago where Shawn wanted like confirmation, like was it real? He's talking to Undertaker
I,
and
I
I
think
yeah
I think I've seen that clip going around. I think I have.
yeah yeah
Um, by the way, if you see me kind of peering
I've
off over
seen
here, I got my iPad. I'm gonna look. I'm looking at the comments on the iPad. So
I could take care of the comments if you want. I've
okay. I
seen
mean,
Under
I have it set up here too.
yeah
So I mean,
yeah I've seen Undertaker talk about it on oh my gosh, what the hell's the name of the Canadian show? The dude who got punked out by CM Punk. Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting? Why am I forgetting the name?
you got punked out by Punk.
Yeah, because Punk went on the show when he was doing the UFC thing, and like the host made a whole mockery of it, and Punk just got pissed and just punked the guy out. No pun intended, obviously.
Off topic for just a split second. Did you
Oh,
hear what
off the
happened
record. Off the record.
off the
That's the name
record?
of the show. Thank you. Yeah,
Off the record.
Undertaker talked about the show. Talked about the tape thing on a episode of Off the Record that was leading into WrestleMania 18. So the episode would have been 2002.
Uh,
But yeah,
off
go
the
ahead.
record. Is that the Canadian show with Michael
Yes, Michael
Shanahan or whatever?
Landsberg. Michael
Lansburg.
Lansbury. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Landsberg.
Yeah, I know
Yep,
what you're talking about. Yeah. I
yep.
didn't know that show was still on the air. So
No, no,
that's kind of
no. I don't think it is. I have no idea if
oh.
it is, but I've watched episodes on YouTube, old
Oh,
episodes.
okay.
I'm talking about Undertaker, the Undertaker episodes from 2002, where he
Oh,
talked
I
about
see.
it,
I got you. I
and
got you.
the Punk episodes from like whenever Punk did got into UFC, it was like 2014. So Punk was getting ready for his first fight,
Right.
and Landsberg, whatever the hell you say his name, made like such a mockery of it. He's like, your next fight could be against some like nobody who doesn't even fight, and it's like, and Punk just got so pissed off and like punked him out. No pun intended.
um, I was gonna say, did you hear what happened today?
Yeah, the whole shit with Cameron.
Wait, yeah, you did hear because I know you. Never mind. That's a
Yeah,
folks. For those of you who don't know, basically, Jay Uso went on Cameron's podcast. Cameron is a rapper or was a rapper. I don't know if he still raps, but regardless, Jay
Dipset.
Uso was on his show, and throughout the entire interview, they were like going back and forth, like just trading insults or whatever, and it ended with Jay Uso basically punching him out, and
Yeah.
it was so scripted. It's not even good. Like
Well,
I I can't believe
my
I'm gonna hang on. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but if it's gonna be that scripted, it might as well be real. I honest to goodness wish it was real that they had real beef so that they could fight for real because what we saw was absolutely ass.
my feeling on it is this one thing I hate about social media as it pertains to pro wrestling is nowadays they try to create storylines on the internet, and it's like why am I gonna watch the show when you're doing
I'm taking
shit
my
on
hoodie
the
off 1
internet?
second.
Yeah, so that's how I feel. Like why am I gonna watch the show when most of your big moments are having happening off air, where you're having your wrestlers tweet at each other or going on somebody's podcast and brawling with the podcast guy. Look, if Cameron goes to an upcoming episode, wherever it may be, a Raw, SmackDown, whatever it may be,
The Raw after Mania.
then it's fine because then you're actually doing an actual storyline. It's going to be on TV, but this like why does the beginning of it have to happen on off the fucking show? Like that's the thing. Like they use social media now to tell to create storylines or continue them, and it's like if that's what you're going to do, why am I even watching?
Let's get back on topic. Let's talk about some more WrestleMania. moments, and we talked about the Undertaker's streak. We talked about celebrities. I think one of the the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time, just for the level of danger. WrestleMania 17, the hardcore match. I'm just kidding. I'm talking about the TLC,
No,
obviously.
I know. Yeah.
But uh, that match, that TLC match, Edge and Christian, Hardy's, Dudley's, man, if that didn't cement all of them as great athletes, great performers, I don't know. I don't know. What say you, Frank?
Let me see if I can think of another one. Let's see what I
No
got.
comments on the TLC?
The TLC was good, but it is very overrated for you know, like people act like it's the greatest match of all time. And look,
Well,
I get what they did was absolutely crazy, but you know, it part of matches like that is what turned pro wrestling into what it is today, where everybody wants to do cool flips and everybody wants to jump off ladders and shit. It's like it's so overdone now, and it's like you can put on matches like that without the need to do ridiculous moves. Like, and I get it at that time, guys like Edge and Christian, the Hardys and the Dudleys would have a very hard time to really break through because there were so many damn stars that were already main event guys like Triple H, Rock, Austin. Although, oh no, Austin was still there. Yeah. Austin, Undertaker. It was hard to break into a top tier level. So they felt, even guys like Eddie Guerrero and Benoit, they felt like they needed to do crazy shit. They needed to roid up, all that shit. And it's like a guy like Eddie Guerrero did not need to do that. He had the charisma. A guy like Benoit didn't exactly have the charisma, but there were better ways to go about it. Guy like Edge and Christian had charisma, man. They oozed charisma. They did not need to be fucking taking years off their life, and Edge damn sure did. He took at least off his career, hopefully not off his life, but taking years off his career doing those ridiculous ladder moves. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a bad match because it absolutely wasn't.
right.
But all of those ladder matches are the Edge and Christian Hardy Dudleys. They were good, but they're a bit overrated by the internet. They act like it's some of the greatest stuff ever made in a wrestling ring.
Hey, Frank, real quick, while I open my window, why don't you tell the people what to do on this YouTube channel?
Okay. Uh, well, what to do on this YouTube channel is you turn on the video, you watch the video, and then after you're done, you just leave. You don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe, just watch the videos. And you don't even have to leave a comment, just watch the videos. That's all we're asking. No likes, no comments, no subscribe, just watch the videos. That's all we need for you to do.
Sorry,
I gave you the greatest promotion of all time. I said like, comment, subscribe, watch
so if I run
all
this
our
back,
videos.
if I run
Yeah,
this back, because I got my YouTube open right now, if I run it
yeah.
back,
You will hear me saying to watch all our videos, like the videos, comment, and subscribe to our
our
channel.
videos, whose videos
Our videos.
on this channel?
Yeah,
Okay, let me just run it back.
yeah,
Hang on, this channel.
yeah. They act like it's some of the greatest stuff ever.
Hey, Frank, real quick, I gotta listen. Hang on. What to do on this YouTube channel?
Okay. Well, what to do on this YouTube channel is you turn on the video, you watch the video, and then after you're done, you just leave. You don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe. Just watch the videos. And you don't.
Folks, if there's one thing you don't do,
That was AI. That was AI. I don't know what. I don't know if you're using Chat
folks, if
GPT or
there's one
something.
thing you don't do, if there's one thing you don't do, ladies and gentlemen, please, for the love of God, do not listen to Frank. Like this video, watch the video, listen to that part, watch the whole video all the way through. Like the video when you're done watching the video. Subscribe. Comment down below
And
what you
comment.
thought of the video.
That is
All,
everything. That
do
is
all that good
everything
stuff.
that I told. Yeah, that is everything that I told them. You pulled up some AI Chat GPT stuff. I don't know what that was. I told them like, subscribe, and comment down below, and watch the video. Yeah.
Frank,
Oh,
I may
Jax
have
is
to.
coming to get you. Jax is coming to get you.
No, that's not Jax. I don't think that's Jax.
I heard barking. What? You got two dogs in the house or something?
Actually, yes, I do. But
Oh, so one of the dogs is coming to get you. I don't know which one.
you want to see if I can get him in here?
Go ahead.
Puppies.
Puppies.
Are they outside?
Now he's sounding like Jerry Lawler out here. Oh, wow.
Yeah, let me see something. All right. I know how to get him. Watch this. Lola, Jax. Come here, puppies.
Bro, they finally arrested David,
David, who?
the dude who killed that kid, the singer.
Okay.
Yeah, they finally arrested him. That took a long time, man.
Huh. My dogs don't want my fries, I guess. Anywho, um, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
It just happened. TMZ like just announced it 14
Oh, did
minutes
they?
ago. Yeah, they
Um,
finally arrested. That goes back to September. It took them this long to get him, but they finally got him.
Hang on. I'm going to get him in here. Watch this. I'll be right
All right.
back. I'm going to get my dogs in here. Talk to the people. Just know I can pull it back up whatever you say.
Yep. So yeah, watch the video. Don't like, don't comment, don't subscribe. Just watch our videos. You don't need to like, you don't need to comment, you don't need to subscribe. Matter of fact, you don't even need to watch our videos anyway either. You can just stay away from the channel if you. What is he doing? Oh boy. That Money in the Bank briefcase over there too is not real. For those who are wondering, Christian cannot cash that in at a WWE event and get awarded a title or a title shot for either way. He can't do that. That is not a real licensed Money in the Bank briefcase. And that is not a door. Oh, yes, it is. Okay.
This is Lola.
Yeah.
This is our new. This is the one of the two official puppies of FCT, or I mean of WrestleMania and Friends.
Yeah.
Say hi, Lola girl. Frank, say hi.
Hey, what up? What it do?
Okay, yeah, I know. Frank is a scary looking dude. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's actually really, really cute, Frank. She follows Jax around like a lost puppy.
Right.
It is like, and anything that Jax does, she does. So
Yeah.
when Jax is eating his food, she's eating her food. When Jax is going outside, she's going outside.
Mm.
It's like That she is a true little sister in every sense of the word. So
Yeah.
anyway, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, let's get back to WrestleMania matches, moments.
Mhm.
I brought up the in a joking way, but in all seriousness, that triple threat hardcore match at WrestleMania 17 was actually pretty good for what it was.
Yeah, it was.
And
I wouldn't put it on the list, but yeah, it was great.
well, it's on my list because I like that hardcore fight. I like that hardcore style of fighting, I should say.
Well,
So that's
the one thing I will say about those, I love those hardcore matches too. That's the one thing I love about the pay per views during the Attitude Era is normally a spot like the second match. It's always a cool down match. It's a nothing match with no build up. At least in the Attitude Era, they made it interesting by making it a hardcore match, and they were always interesting.
mhm.
Um, I love how the two, and not just in my opinion, but in a lot of our people, a lot of people, wrestling fans our age would agree that 19 and 17 are the two best WrestleMania. Some might say 17's better and 19 second, or like us would say 19's first and 17 second.
Mhm.
But I love how the two best WrestleManias of our generation all could have just had something seriously go wrong. And I thought of this because you brought up the hardcore match, but that wasn't the only way WrestleMania 17 could have gone wrong. So first off, WrestleMania 19, Austin nearly died the night before.
Yeah, I remember hearing that story. Like
Yep.
he was in the elevator, he couldn't move or whatever,
Yeah.
and I think he got to Kevin Nash, and Kevin Nash
Yep.
called. Yeah,
It was Nash. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, Angle had the neck injury. One wrong move, and he could have been screwed up forever.
There
He
was one
wasn't
wrong move
even.
in that match.
Yes, but it wasn't him. Uh, he he wasn't even supposed to do the match. He was talked into it by a soldier, which I don't even think that was the soldier's plan. I'm not even sure if he knew that the match wasn't going to happen. But then, as you mentioned, the one wrong move, Brock Lesnar could have easily been paralyzed. And somehow, as Ric Flair said, those neck bridges must have saved his life.
Hmm.
And for WrestleMania 17, you mentioned the hardcore match. Raven nearly took the power out.
Yeah,
Would have
driving the
fucked the
golf
whole
cart.
show. He would have fucked the whole show up. But even to a darker, no pun intended, but a much darker situation, Tommy Dreamer nearly did one of the darkest moments
I heard
ever.
about that. I
Yep.
heard about that. So, folks,
Yep.
for those of you who don't know, um, I don't remember where was this on Stevie Richards. It was on Stevie Richards, and I heard it. Uh, but he almost went to WrestleMania with a
Yep.
gun
Yep.
and almost shot Paul Heyman live on WrestleMania. And I believe it was Jim Ross who talked him out of it.
He did. It unbeknownst to him, to Jim Ross, he talked him out of it because he sent. So Tommy Dreamer was supposed to be in the aforementioned TLC match where he would have done the run in that Rhino did. That was
Yeah.
originally supposed to be Dreamer. So Dreamer was going to get hired, and that's where we were going to see him. And so the fact that Dreamer didn't get hired, I think it was Paul Heyman who was trying to get him hired. So Dreamer's like, this motherfucker screwed me over again. So he was going to actually do that to Paul Heyman and then turn the gun on himself. But JR sent him a voicemail, and he checked that voicemail in his car. Tommy Dreamer checked the voicemail in his car right outside the arena that night, and it said, "Listen, we will have something for you in the future. Just keep your head up," something like that. And so he didn't do it, and he ultimately ended up going to the WWE. I think later in the summer, like right around the time that the Invasion Angle was kicking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to give one more moment and one more match.
Yeah.
And the moment that I am going to give goes to this is going to be a shocker to a lot of people, but I'm going to take it back to the 80s,
Okay.
to the very, 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 very first
Okay.
WrestleMania.
Nice.
And the moment I am talking about, I'm not talking about the whole match. I'm just talking about the moment that you saw all four in the ring. I'm talking about the main event of the
Yes.
very first WrestleMania.
Yes.
That deserves a mention as one of the greatest moments. Hogan, Mr. T versus Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper, and in
Yeah.
Hogan and Mr. T's corner, Snuka, and in the other guy's corner was Bob Orton. Who is
Yep.
Bob Orton? Randy Orton's father. And Bob had a cast on his hand that he used as a weapon
Yeah.
constantly. Just the visual of all of those guys in that ring with all the people of Madison Square Garden cheering their hearts out. My God, what a moment! I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
Yeah.
I know it might be cliche that I get goosebumps talking about that moment. No, that moment was fire, and I
Yeah.
absolutely loved that moment. And then the match, and this in itself could also be considered a moment. But I'm going to talk about the match. Brock Lesnar ending Undertaker's undefeated streak. My
Yeah.
God. The match itself, I just went back and watched it today. The match was really, really good. Taker concussed himself, and you could tell he wasn't all there, but he
Right.
still put on a great match with Brock. And then to add to the match, to the great match, there was that shock of, oh my God, Brock just ended the streak.
Yeah.
What the hell just happened? Like,
Yeah.
how? Like, what are we talking about? Like, people were in the crowds. People had their jaws to the
I already
floor.
hold on a minute. Ronnie says talk about Ultimate Warrior. I actually did a couple minutes ago. I mentioned Warrior and Hogan at WrestleMania 6. I did talk about that. You were late, Ronnie. You need to be here a little. Oh, tell the audience what you said. Okay, I can tell that.
Here we go. Here we go.
So there was a discussion of it was some type of picture that said it was like 12 people and like take away one. So Bret Hart, excuse me, fucking Ultimate Warrior was one of them.
I said Bret Hart. Get
And
rid of Bret Hart.
yes,
I
yes,
said get rid of Bret Hart.
Bret Hart is overrated. Let's be honest about that. Bret Hart is not on the level of Austin. He's not on the level of Rock. He's not on the level of Hogan. And yeah, he's not on the level of Warrior. He's not. Just because Bret Hart had the longevity and Warrior didn't doesn't mean that.
Can I tell the people what I said about Bret Hart first? Because I kind of went off. Okay, yeah. So let me just pull it up. I'm going to make sure I get my quote correct. Where did I say here? Where is it?
Ronnie says you're canceled.
I'm canceled. Hey,
I think he means both of us. I think he means both of us because.
So I said this. Bret Hart was a world champ during a horrible time for WWE. Facts, right?
From a business standpoint, yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Although he was champion in '97 when things were picking up business-wise.
Okay. I said that's equivalent to being the nicest guy in prison. On top of that, Buddy is always bitching about Goldberg. Always bitching about getting screwed.
Who's better than him?
Goldberg is better than Bret?
Absolutely. Yes. He's a bigger star.
Yes.
Bigger star. Yes.
Frank, yes. 100%. I also said he's a huge hypocrite saying Goldberg retired him, when in reality, Bret wrestled several matches after that, including a hardcore match with Terry Funk. So, yeah, bye-bye, Bret. Glorified tag team / mid-card wrestler who was never grateful for his opportunities.
Bron says Bret made Austin. No. No, I will say though that the Austin Bret.
Hang on. Let me address that. You say that Bret made Austin, Ron? No.
No.
Austin made Austin.
Just what I was about to say.
The
Yes.
moment Austin dropped that Austin 316 promo, it was off to the races for Austin. Brett didn't do much. Brett didn't do much, if anything.
I mean, I wouldn't say he didn't do much. I mean, that feud with Brett and Austin
was a good feud. It
was
was a good
amazing.
feud. And that match at WrestleMania was fire.
Yeah.
But let's not say that Brett made Austin because Austin made himself.
Right.
That's like saying that Hogan made Brett. It's not.
As a character, you make yourself. You get yourself over. Fake wins and losses don't get you over. Brett helped him. I will say that he said. Ronnie says here, Brett didn't help him at Mania.
We said he did. Yes, that match was a great.
You
match.
didn't. You didn't. You just said Brett did nothing.
Okay, I said he didn't know. I didn't say nothing. I said he didn't do much.
I don't know about that, but that didn't bring him up a level. He was already a star going into that match. I get that the turn is what the bloody face and that made Brett a heel and made Austin babyface. That was a big moment, and obviously Brett does have a hand in that, but he says don't backtrack.
Okay, let me say this.
Yeah.
Brett was a big part of that I Quit match. And he and Austin had a fantastic match. And it takes two to tango to have a great match. Yeah. So I will give Brett credit for that match.
Great minds think alike. I was just saying that just as you were.
Okay.
Great minds think alike.
It was a great match. But I think you could have plugged anybody into Brett's position, have the exact same outcome, and it would still be a great match.
See that I don't know about that necessarily.
Okay. Undertaker Austin WrestleMania 13.
Well, anybody. You make it sound like if you put in
no, like any main eventer, like anybody on the level of Bret Hart, I'll say.
Ron says, "Love you fools." LOL. Glad to see you back at it. Love y'all. Y'all haters though.
Yeah, we don't like Brett. I mean, that's just.
I wouldn't say I don't like him. I just say he's overrated.
I'll be honest. I don't like him at all. I mean,
he was a big part of the new generation era, which I love. He was a big part of the first year of the Attitude Era, which I absolutely love the Attitude Era. And obviously he was a big part of WCW once he went over there. But I'm just saying he's not on the level.
Hey, ask Brett how big of a role he had in WCW. Guarantee you he says it wasn't big enough. Guarantee.
Well, he thinks he's on the level of Hulk Hogan and all the guys that were in WC Goldberg, which he's not. I'm sorry to tell him, but he
thinks he's a bigger star than he was.
I would agree with that. But I do enjoy him as a performer. It's just the internet overrates him. Just like they do Benoit. I mean, if you're a technical wrestler, the internet thinks you're the greatest of all time, and actual star power doesn't matter, charisma doesn't matter. Not saying Brett didn't have charisma. I'm saying Benoit didn't have charisma, but
Yeah, Benoit had the charisma of a gnat, and Brett didn't have much charisma either. Let's be real, he didn't.
I don't know if I would say Brett didn't have charisma. I mean,
Name one exciting Bret Hart promo. I dare you.
Okay, from a promo standpoint, I don't really pay attention to promos like that necessarily. But
Ronnie, hang on, Ron. If you're in the chat, please tell me one exciting Bret Hart promo. Please.
He was over with the kids, which was big at a time where that was the main audience. He was over big with the kids.
The easiest demographic to get over, but
I disagree with that. But yeah, I'm not. Again, it's just I'm not. I don't hate Bret Hart. I think he was a solid performer. It's just the internet makes him out like he's Hulk Hogan, like he's Austin, like he's Rock, and he's just not on any of their level. He's not even on Triple H's level, which I know he would hate to hear me say that. I don't like Triple H as a writer, but as a performer, I absolutely love Triple H. And Triple H was a star.
All right, Frank, take us home with your final match and moment.
Okay. I have a couple of things that I wanted to get. We got a little sidetracked. So you went with a celebrity. I wanted to mention some of my favorite celebrities. So some of my celebrity crushes have appeared at WrestleMania, including my one of my biggest celebrity crushes of all time. As a teenager, I freaking loved,
Mickey
and I
Rourke?
still do. No, as a teenager, I freaking loved the Pussycat Dolls, and I still pretty much do to this day.
Hell yeah.
And at WrestleMania 29, or excuse me, WrestleMania 25, Nicole Scherzinger did the anthem, so I would pick her. But also another celebrity crush would be Tinashe. She was at, I can't even remember which WrestleMania she did the anthem at, but it had to have been around that mid 2010s time when she was actually, it had to be like 14 or 15. But also from a not just doing the anthem, from actually being involved in the show, my favorite celebrity was actually on the same show as your favorite celebrity, and that would be a celebrity who appeared in multiple WrestleManias, the late Pete Rose, who
Honorable mention Pete Rose for me.
who also, I gotta love him for referencing the Mets winning the World Series, because that WrestleMania 14 was in Boston, so obviously he had to take a shot at the Red Sox and mention the Buckner play. So I love him for that. But also all the segments he did with Kane were just hilarious, especially when he dressed up like the San Diego Chicken. It was fucking hilarious. A couple other favorite matches: Brock and Angle at Mania 19, as we mentioned that one earlier. I'm trying to think. Am I missing some Hogan matches? I feel like I am. I might not be. Those
Hogan
obviously.
McMahon, WrestleMania 19.
Oh yes, WrestleMania 19, Hogan McMahon. Yes, I knew I had to be missing one. That's the one. Yes, Hogan McMahon at WrestleMania 19 was freaking tremendous. Let's see what else we got. What else can I mention? I don't want to lose out on anything. I'm trying to remember some. Let's see. We did just mention, we did just do a lot of talking about Bret Hart, and I'm going to show you I'm not a Bret Hart hater. I just think he's overrated. I will bring up Bret Hart and Owen Hart, WrestleMania 10. I thought that was a tremendous match. Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about that. You already know how I feel about Bret, so.
Okay. That's fine. You don't like me. I get it. What else would I mention?
I try not to talk about Bret the same way. Well, not the same way, because it's too different. I don't talk about. I try not to talk about two people, Bret and Benoit. But
yeah, well, I wouldn't put Benoit and Bret on the same level.
I'm not saying they're on the same level. I just
right.
don't like either one of them. So
I mean, from a human being standpoint, from a wrestling standpoint, they're both very overrated. I will put them
that's
on
what I'm
that
saying.
type of,
Wrestling wise, they're overrated. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about personal standpoint. I'm talking about wrestling.
It's funny.
Because I'm not going to sit here and say that Bret was a piece of shit human being.
Yeah.
He's just a crybaby. But anyway, moving on.
Another one, I guess all the talk about Bret, we just brought up his Mania matches. We brought up one of them, the Awesome match. I think you can't not mention that one. Let's see. I guess those are my matches. I guess that's about it.
Alrighty then. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know down in the comment section below what is your favorite WrestleMania match of all time. What is your favorite moment of WrestleMania moment of all time? Who is your favorite celebrity to appear at WrestleMania? And like, comment, subscribe Frank, tell them about your and Tro's YouTube channel, please.
Yeah, so obviously, if you watch this channel, you would know that we used to be called FCTENT. Well, FCTENT is now me and Tro. Just look that up on in the YouTube search and subscribe to us. I still need to migrate our Road Two shows. I still got a lot to migrate over to our channel. That's what's going to be moving to our channel. Those Road 2 videos, any other video that involves me, at least when we did those reviews together, those are still up and will stay here
Yeah.
on this channel. And
And,
obviously,
and Frank and I,
I'm so,
we're still good.
yeah.
Frank and I, we're just doing 2 separate channels.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, I'll still be here.
yeah,
We
yeah.
will still talk about stuff. We'll
There's
still talk about
so there's
shows.
no beef. So just because the name
No,
changed and everything, it's all
yeah,
good. It's all gravy. The reason I changed the name is more because I eventually would like to get trademarked. And
yeah,
I don't know if I can trademark FCTENT. I'm pretty damn sure I can trademark Cybermania and
right.
Friends. So,
Um,
anyway, with that being said, he's Frank. I'm CJ. We out of time.